Name one person. Not a stranger, someone you've known for 5 years. Seen them at every birthday, every group chat, every Tuesday at the coffee machine. Now answer one question. What's their biggest fear? If you went blank, you're not alone, and you're not broken. You just ran into something nobody warned you about. Proximity and closeness are not the same currency. You can spend 5 years standing next to someone and still owe them nothing. Here's what actually happens in those relationships. It's not that you have nothing to say. It's a standoff. Two people, each holding a real thing they could say, each waiting for the other to spend it first. Neither wants to be the one who got too honest and got nothing back. That's not shyness. That's pricing. You've been quoting each other lobby rate small talk and quietly resenting that nobody offers you the real conversation for free. Naming the standoff is the first relief. This was never a personality flaw. It was a stalemate, and stalemates only break when someone moves. Think of every relationship as a ledger. Every time you say something true and it gets met, really met, not brushed off, you've made a deposit. Every time someone shares something real and gets, weird or silence, that's a withdrawal default. The account doesn't just stay flat. It closes. This explains the friend who used to text you everything and now sends you memes. Somewhere, a deposit didn't get matched and the ledger quietly shut. The open question this leaves: can a closed account ever reopen? Because most people assume no, and that assumption is exactly what keeps them stuck. Here's the part nobody tells you. You can recover from a bad deposit. Say you told someone something real and got the conversational equivalent of a shrug. Most people read that as proof the door is locked forever. It isn't. It's proof that that specific moment wasn't safe, not that you aren't. The way back in isn't a bigger confession. It's a smaller, well-timed one, offered without expectation. Weeks later, when the moment is calm instead of charged. You're not trying to win the account back in one move. You're making a small deposit and watching whether it gets matched this time. If it does, the ledger reopens. If it doesn't twice, that's your answer, and it's allowed to be the answer. Now the harder problem. What if you're the only one climbing? You ask the real question, you offer the real thing, and they never do it back. This isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's a different kind of person who genuinely doesn't know the account exists. But if it keeps happening, you're not building closeness. You're performing intimacy for an audience that isn't paying. The fix isn't to stop offering. It's to stop offering alone, indefinitely. Make one real deposit, then wait. Let silence be information instead of an invitation to try harder. People who are capable of closeness will eventually feel the gap and step toward it. People who aren't will let the silence sit. Both outcomes tell you something true. The ledger isn't the same everywhere. With a partner, the account is built for compounding. Deposits are expected to grow over years. With a coworker, the ledger has a ceiling on purpose. Some withdrawals belong outside of work, not because you don't trust them, but because the context can't hold it. With family, the ledger is old and has history baked in. Sometimes the account is overdrawn from decades ago, and rebuilding it means making small, boring, consistent deposits, not one dramatic conversation. Knowing which ledger you're in stops you from over-investing where it can't be held, and under-investing where it actually could. Here's the part that changes everything. Closeness has a half-life. A single deep conversation doesn't stay banked forever. Without small follow-up deposits, it decays, quietly, with no fight, no falling out. That's why two people who once stayed up till 3 a.m. talking can drift into, "we should catch up sometime," without either one doing anything wrong. Closeness was never a vault, it's a garden. One big risky question doesn't build a relationship, it plants it. What grows it is small, repeated tending. The follow-up text. The hey, I thought about what you said. The willingness to ask again next month. You don't need a porch, a cold pizza, and a lucky night to get close to someone. You don't need perfect timing or the right study. You need to stop waiting for the other person to spend first, and you need to keep watering what you've already planted.